Hello there. Yes.
Hello, Andy.
Yes. Hi.
Archie Bunker used to fuck Edith.
Oh, the song's Glenn Plain.
Oh man, the sounds that he heard.
Songs that make the hit parade.
Shut up, yo, bat. Oh, fuck you good. That's sick.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the two ladies that were sitting on the park bench and a man jumped out in front of them in a trench coat and he flashed them? I told him? I told you?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, one lady immediately had a stroke. The other one couldn't reach.
Oh.
Let's start the show.
Start the show.
That's all right. No.
Hey. Oh, you idiot.
It actually works out better that way for editing, so we're good.
Oh, perfecto.
Wait, something's off here. Hold on. This will be easy, I think. Boom. Welcome to episode 25.
Welcome. You know, clapping's probably out of style now, huh? Clapping's a thing. Is clapping a thing of the past?
No, nah. I see people clap all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been in the clapping. I haven't been amongst clappers in so long.
You don't watch TV? No, you don't really watch TV. Yeah, people clap.
People clap, huh?
People clap. They're still clapping.
They clap. Picture looking on from, they're clapping. Like,
imagine, like aliens come down and be like, see people doing this, be like, what the fuck is this? What are they doing?
The clap. The clap. What is the clap?
The clap? It's PD.
I know that, but why? Why the clap?
Yeah, why do they call it that? Yeah, I don't know.
That's somebody's had it. Let's
call somebody. Watchers, throw a comment down here because I know you want to all talk about that, and let us know that you've had the clap. Let us know what exactly happened when you had the clap.
Yeah, do you bring it up with like a new sex partner? Like, well, I just wanted to run it by.
I think that would be the decent thing to do.
I've had the clap. I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the clap. The clap. Yeah. I wonder if they clap after they find out they get the clap.
Oh.
Slow clap. Oh yeah. Bring it on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me? Oh, I got it. Speaking of screwing.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was Edith Bunker, but how do porcupines screw?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Porcupines. I mean, they fuck. Porcupines fuck.
They do.
How do they?
Anybody want to send us a clip of? I'm sure you can go on YouTube and find it, and send us a clip. You can. I can't find anything. Again, this is the downside. There we go. Send it to us at andyb@nonsensezone.com. Downside again, doing this every 2 weeks is like I'm completely rusty every time I come into the show. So rusty.
Yeah, porcupines screw, and so did Archie Bunker.
You ever watch rabbits fuck?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. And people like giving me crap, thinking, sick bastard. But when I'm trying to explain it to them, I was like, you clearly haven't watched then. And I try to bring up
like
YouTube videos of like rabbit. This is amazing.
And you can try to mimic it all you want, but you just can't. You can't go that fast.
No, definitely not.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm picturing you trying right now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him go. He is.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, so I imagine porcupines must be pretty entertaining.
Oh, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race.
Well, yeah, they're not, they clearly, the porcupines are one of the dumber animals you could ever come across. So I think that's probably all they're good for is banging and repopulating.
Yeah, a good squirreling.
I know people like that too, but
there's plenty of people that shouldn't. Plenty. Yeah. We should have a show on all the people that shouldn't and put their pictures up.
Show up, tune in 2 weeks from now, episode 26. The entire episode will be dedicated to people that should not have kids.
Oh, or screw period.
Or screw period. They shouldn't be allowed to.
Oh no.
What's wrong, Lenny?
There's a picture in all the dirty people I know that shouldn't screw.
Well, everybody else will be able to picture it in the next episode.
Yeah,
we'll show pictures.
Full names, addresses.
Real name, addresses. Yeah, I like that. Yep. And so that kind of takes me into speaking of people that should not be allowed to screw or repopulate the world. We used to work with a guy, and bear with me as I understand why or where I'm going with this. He gave himself the nickname Bubba. First of all, you don't give yourself a nickname. A nickname is earned. Somebody gives you a nickname, and you either like it or don't like it, and it's either sticks or it doesn't. You don't give yourself a nickname.
Especially if you don't like it, then you really hope it sticks with them.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And so a little description of what Bubba was like. Bubba, picture about 5'3" or 5'4". Probably when we knew him in his late 60s, I would say. Like the Amish beard that goes around the bottom of the chin, with a bean head, a little bit of a tiny bean of a head, and the perfect horseshoe hairline. He always wore a trucker hat, but he had it sitting on top of that, not pulled down to the ears or anything. And and he was a blithering idiot.
Yeah. And he talked like this. And the thing, it started the sentence with the thing of it is.
And he was also one of these guys that thought he was outsmarting everybody. He thought he had a loophole to everything, even like the most simple thing, like, well, you got to show up to work at 8 o'clock every day.
Well, the thing of it is, if there's nothing in writing saying that has
it's like, look, you idiot, you have to show up. That's the thing. Yeah, that's But anyways, I bring him up because I had the thought this weekend. The movie Titanic. The movie Titanic was told from a person's point of view. It was a story told by Kate Winslet's character's point of view. So, of course, she's telling the story. Of course, she's going to say that Jack looked like a 20-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio. What if Jack was Bubba?
It was Bubba.
Jack was Bubba.
I'll never let go.
I'll never let go.
Of course. Yeah. So she makes him a strapping young lad, the sex symbol of the 90s, because the movie was made in the 90s. Yeah. I think it's more likely that she went on vacation and she hooked up with a bumbling fool like Bubba.
Surprise. Bet that water's awful cold.
And I bet it wasn't romantic. It wasn't it was like a real hookup where like she was probably ashamed of everything that happened and everything that went on. Like, and then especially like the boat crashing and everything like that. I bet there were a lot of eye rolls and her saying, yeah, I think I'm going to have to, when I tell this story, I'm going to have to leave this part out too. Yeah. I mean, how the scene where Jack's up on the deck drawing drawing people and stuff like that. It was probably Bubba with a coloring book.
Purple. Hey, look, I stayed inside the lines.
Color by number.
or a word find.
I found ass on the.
He sounds them all out.
Milk.
It just there's like so many ways that this could go, and I think like I bet he was a coward every step of the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course he was. He's Bubba.
he's chained down to the in the basement.
Get me out of here! Hey! It's what it's called. Oh,
Either that or he's a badass and pays no attention. Like, hey, fuck this boat. I don't care. I grew up with 3 hamsters in my life, and they were all named Steven.
fuck this boat sucks. I prefer.
Are you frozen?
Yes.
He's frozen. We were just talking about when I was at your house about how your internet is better.
Stupid.
Hold on.
Wait. Ah, there it is.
Yeah. And we're back.
Hey,
Maybe. I don't know. We're back.
Fucking internet.
Mm.
Isn't it funny that people throw fists up when they're mad? Mad. The fist.
Mad.
Like,
The fist.
Fuck you, bad. Fuck you, Captain.
This boat sucks. I want my money back.
Yeah, I won this at a hand of poker. I should have went with the Stanley Steamer. I fucked Rose in a Stanley Steamer. he fucked Rose. Bubba fucked Rose in the basement of the boat. Yeah.
But I don't know, like in the amongst cars from the early 1900s, I don't know what the equivalent of like a Chevy Chevette would be, but I bet it was that instead of the car that they showed him in. Like,
how'd you like that, Rose?
And there wasn't like the hand that on the window. It was just like a car, like
squeaky piece of shit.
The whole thing like, yeah, I just gave you a little bit of bubble.
I fucked your bitch, Cal. Now I gave her the heart of the ocean.
I just invented something called the Cleveland Steamer.
Fuck the boat. I don't care if it goes down anyways.
This boat could sink right now. I don't care.
Hey, but it doesn't work. As soon as he dumps his gherkin, he turns into a real piece of shit.
Take that, you bitch.
Clean yourself up, you whore. I left a little Bubba inside your
I've had better.
That stain's not coming out.
I wonder whose car this is.
Yeah.
That smell ain't coming out.
The horn works. Honk the horn, Rose.
The whole time she's like, oh, again, I can't tell this part of the story either.
I just fucked this man.
That's a shame. Oh, I'm gonna have to make this look a lot better than it was when I tell the story.
It's funny. They say in the Titanic that the band played to the very end. Just to keep everybody calm and all that. Imagine Bubba kicked in there and Bubba / Jack and started karaokeing.
Hey, everybody got foot loose. Kick off my Sunday shoes.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Hey, just pointing people out in the crowd. Splash, I was taking a bath. Oh, this guy's really perking up the crowd. We don't care. Fuck the boat. Let it sink. Let it sink. Fuck it.
Life can only get worse from here.
I'm gonna strangle that man when he's done.
Hey, look, a pogo stick.
He makes the Bubba noise every time it hits.
Turns out the pogo stick's what sank the boat.
Yeah, put a whole punch holes in it.
There was no
Bubba.
iceberg.
Look what you did to the boat, Bubba, you idiot.
Fuck this. You think I should name my cat Jermaine?
No matter what, people are like, we're gonna die, you idiot. He just keeps coming up with just random shit.
I left a floater in the captain's toilet. Like,
Oh, no wonder we're going down.
We're dying, Bubba. We're dying. Do you understand this?
I understand. I didn't pay a cent to get on this boat. Hey, fuck this boat, right?
He's the guy who goes in the drink when everybody's panicking, but he keeps climbing up on what's left of the boat and doing these fancy dives.
Cannonball. Jackknife. The triple Lindy.
Oh, even though they're freezing to death, they start cheering him on. Yes, yes.
Bubba, Bubba.
Get me out of this water, you bitch. It's cold. Fuck you. I hope you all drown, you fucks. That redhead over there fucked me the first night that I met her on this boat. There's a hole right there. Cars. Hey, fuck your. Hey, Cal. That gunner tramp's a dead fuck.
Bubba's floating on the door because he yanked Rose off by her hair.
Get up. I like to stretch out.
Yeah, I like to stretch out.
Yeah, he survived.
Yeah, Bubba made it.
She tells the story. He's like, he died her. Well, no, but that was like, Len and I were kind of exchanging messages talking about this earlier. Don't corpses float?
They're supposed to.
Yeah, so like in the movie, she lets go of Jack, and she says goodbye, and Jack disappears into the darkness of the ocean. What really would happen is he'd bob there. It's kind of awkwardly, because you're just like push him away. Like it'd be like I was talking to Len about this. It'd be like when you go to the grocery store and you bump into an old friend that you haven't seen in years, and you have a nice little conversation, and then you say your goodbyes, and then you bump into him 4 more times before you leave the grocery store. That's what happened between Jack and Rose. You'd be like, I'll never let go.
Here it comes again.
No, what the fuck? There's Jack again.
Oh, back again, huh? Get him the fuck out of here.
Don't corpses fart too? Just like,
he's releasing gas.
They're like, oh, there he is again.
You know, I bet if Bubba was in there floating, if he was floating near death, he'd start naming all the people he knew floating by. Hey, there goes Cal. Hi, Cal. Oh, yeah. Hi, Cal. Here comes the captain. Serves him right. Unsinkable Molly Brown, my ass. Looks like she sank after all. Hey, that's the guy that played Victor Newman over there. Victor Newman. That's the first motherfucker going in the drink. Him and that fucking Fabrizio. And the violin player in that band, I don't like him. Yeah, how'd that turn out for you? Yeah, you see him floating by, clenched to his violin. Play some Green Day, motherfucker. Green.
Sorry.
How'd that violin float?
They were having the sex in the backseat of a Chevette. We're not periodically accurate. Come on.
Well, that's true. That's true. No. That's true. Yeah, he starts throwing requests.
Please shoot Tilly Lace.
Starts waving his hand from the water. No, nobody pays attention to me.
There he is again.
There he is. Hey, Cal. Hey, Cal.
Let me on the boat. Let me on the boat, you bitch.
I'll tip the bitch off the door. The safety. Imagine if he takes the heart of the ocean out of her pocket, gets it up the door, bitch.
What do you think it is?
Let's see if shit floats. Hey, I told you I wanted you to kiss me. You wanted to kiss my pepper. Last chance. Wow, Bubba. Yeah, you know, they say if you suck on a man's corn cob, it'll warm you right up.
You know what would warm you right up? Anal.
Anal. Yeah, grab a hold of that door, bitch. We're gonna give you a send-off present.
You can fit 4 or 5 people on that door right there. Lydia.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's like, no. Why won't you die?
Once she unhooked him, she threw Cal on with her. They poke fun at Bubba's dead corpse. There he is. There he is.
Sorry about the door, Pee-wee.
Yeah, imagine if Pee-wee Herman was on the boat. Yes, they remake the movie with all these dead celebrities. Christopher Reeves after the accident. Superman stuck in a wheelchair. I'm like, I can't swim.
Big wave coming by.
You know, he's on the chair. His wheelchair floats like a fucking pontoon boat.
Meanwhile, yeah, he's floating by in his chair comfortably. Like,
the only thing you can move, the cold water revives him from the waist up. Who's laughing now? Mr. Reeves.
might even get my hair to grow back. Yeah.
Pee-wee Herman's up on the deck. La, 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 la.
Furiously masturbating. Because he got caught in the theater and all.
Yeah, he's just gonna flaunt it now. He figures he's going down. Christopher Reeves, he's out there just, hey, fuck you guys. Richard Simmons will be up there dancing away. Oh. Instead of the band playing to the final end, it'll be Richard Simmons dancing to the oldies. Little shorts on.
I'll handle the entertainment, guys.
Everybody's like, yay, Richard. Fuck the boat. Fuck it. Fuck this thing. Let it go down.
Life can only get worse from this moment.
Fuck it. Look at that man. He's a grown man. I bet his pecker hair looked like his head. Oh, a big old ball of cauliflower. Oh,
wow.
Oh, Richard. I'll float on Richard. I got dibs on floating on Richard's corpse. This fucker floats.
It's the hair.
Quick, blow him up. What's he doing to Richard?
The pilot from Airplane.
Yeah. You know, the captain of the Titanic in the movie turned out to be a real piece of shit. The woman, this foreign woman, shows up with this kid, a little baby in her hands, and gives a El Capitan, wants to know where to go to get in a boat. And he looks at her and and he walks away. What a coward. A filthy fuck.
Mm-hmm. He was a coward.
He was a coward. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Quick, blow up Richard. We got to float. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Did I show you pictures of my hamster, Steven? Yeah.
They're all named Steven.
He eats sushi.
Rub here, rub there, and a couple of la la la's. That's how we have to stay away in the merry old land of Oz.
You seized up now. Oh, you're back.
That's just on your end.
Oh,
No C's, no C's.
Oh.
Mm.
Remember the
So-
song No Sleep?
No, yeah, the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when you make a movie from a certain person's point of view. You're not getting the accurate story. Of course. She's going to do everything to make her look good in the story.
Had some guy save her life, that filthy pig.
Mhm.
Imagine he's got her foot on her forehead, trying to push her off the front. You gotta kick her off the front of the boat. Like, you fucking get off the fucking boat, you bitch. Snub me at dinner, you fuck. The foot right on her forehead, you. Let go of the rail, you bitch.
Jack didn't fit along.
Oh wait, no. Why am I doing that in the Bubba voice? Jack didn't fit along with all the wealthy people.
What do you think of this?
I got two things for you: hard dick and bubble gum. Fresh out of
Fresh.
bubble gum.
So I was actually this guy's boss, and
Hard dick.
within moments of meeting him on his first day of work, and I'm not gonna tell the joke,
Oh,
but he comes up to me and he tells and I'm not easily offended. He told this joke was so offensive that it's like the brown note. Are you familiar with the brown note, Len?
no, just brown nose.
No. The brown note it's a musical note where once somebody hears it, they lose control. They just empty their bowels. That's the brown note. This joke was like the brown note, except you puke. I mean, it was so gross. Anybody that hears it, like violently vomit. Yeah, and I violently vomited. I said,
twice.
Don't ever tell that joke again. And then he told, then I heard him telling the joke like down in the distribution center, like, I don't know, an hour later.
That same idiot, I had to train him so he could take my route if I wasn't there or whatever, or maybe whatever the hell the reason was. But that fool, we're standing in a bank and it's quiet. People are like, oh yeah, hundreds and tens. Yeah, go fuck yourself. So instead of being quiet, he's telling me this story about supposedly when he's in school, he took some quiet, shy girl to a dance that nobody could get in her pants, and loudly looks at me and goes, "Yeah, so I threw over my shoulder and I screwed the shit out of her, and I went back to the dance." Right there in the middle of the lobby. Oh my god!
The biggest bullshitter that we've ever met. I don't think a word that ever came out of the guy's mouth was true. You remember he was he was in the Air Force. He was in Vietnam. He was in charge of. He was the person that went around and found the landmines because he was in a part of the bomb squad. He was also a blue beret, which he says was the equivalent of the Green Berets, which we actually later ended up hiring a retired Air Force person. And he's like, "What the fuck did he say? Blue beret?
Blueberries, you idiot."
There's no such thing as the blue beret. What are they, blueberries? Yeah.
Yeah, he lived in Maine. He lived at a blueberry farm. They're the freshest blueberries I've ever had.
He was a cop.
He
He even showed us a picture of himself wearing a Halloween costume, clearly one that was like a $5 costume.
Dude, he got that fucker at Walgreens.
Yep.
Yeah, here's a picture of me when I was a police officer.
Oh my God, he is.
He lived under a bridge for a while. He
Married to royalty.
He married some royalty out of South America, somewhere in South America, and family hated him and kicked him out, and he went and lived under a bridge. He was in a coma for 6 months, had to learn how to walk again. Yeah.
Didn't he say he was like a loan officer or something? Or am I mixing that up with some other fuckface?
No, yeah, he was a loan officer in Venezuela, and he said that.
Meanwhile,
he takes a job. He takes a job driving for minimum wage, working for me.
And not to mention, he could barely speak and write his own name. There's no way that fucking moron was ever any of them things.
None of those things. None of those things. I don't think he ever left Northern New York. Honestly, don't feel like he ever did.
No.
He was in Vietnam, and yeah,
That'd be great. You can walk by a hospital room and see him almost taking his last breath, but he's still coherent. Just poke your head and be like, "Oh my, here he is." But he's dead.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah, just right before he takes his last gulp, like, you know, even do the backup.
Like, well, this is so. Len and I have told the story on the air about how we thought we were witnessing somebody having a heart attack, or we were witnessing somebody having a heart attack. We thought we were witnessing him dying, and we were like tapping each other, like, "Oh my god, is this really happening?" We were getting excited, and then we're disappointed when he survived. It was him.
It was him.
This is also the guy we sold his scooter. We put the for sale $300 on his scooter, and the
brand new
phone started ringing off the hook. And
remember you followed him home and just kept laying on the horn, scaring him off the road. We should have ran him right over. You just drag him like 4 or 5 blocks until he becomes unlodged. I wouldn't do it now. I would just run him over, then back over him. I wouldn't drag him. I wouldn't drag him.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I wasn't,
we would have killed him.
I would have dragged him for miles. But now I would just run him over, back over him, and then leave the scene.
Yeah.
I'd be a lot more human. You know, I would just. That's the right thing to do. I mean, a guy you see at a stoplight on a scooter just blow the fucking red light and run his ass over. Just fucking not even hit the brakes.
Don't look back. Don't slow down.
Just go. Just kind of do a quick peek in the mirror, like, have some, remorse. Fuck him. I'd love to see that from the other stoplight. Hey, isn't that Bubba?
Cool.
Oh man! Remember we stalked him on his road test on his scooter that he failed the test 100 times. But
stalked him. I was his driver
with him. That's right.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, when you take, at least in New York State anyways, when you take your road test for a motorcycle, you have to have somebody that has a motorcycle license riding in the car with the brownie, whatever they call this, for whatever reason they call him a brownie, the person that gives the test and decides whether you pass or fail. So I rode in the car, and some of the rules are, if you put your foot down at any time other than when you're pulling over to the side, that's an automatic fail. You have to do 2 right circles, 2 left circles, and 2 figure 8s. And dude, he put his foot down like several times. He couldn't do. I don't remember if it was the right circle or the left circle, but he could do one circle. He couldn't do the other circle. And
you didn't know what a figure 8 was.
The brownie starts laughing at him, going, "Do you even know what a figure 8 is?" And so I'm sitting in the car watching. I don't know how many, I lost count of how many times he failed this test. And I'm thinking, all right, so I'm going to have to say something uplifting or say something reassuring, like, don't worry, you'll get them next time. Whatnot.
Next time.
Comes back. Well, I passed. Like,
I know.
what?
You did nothing right. Because me and another coworker watched on from a vehicle.
Did absolutely nothing right. No part of that test was a pass.
No, as soon as he left the curb in Canton at the frickin' DMV, he failed miserably.
He was so unsteady. It was a scooter too, not a motorcycle, and they're a little easier to ride, especially at the slow speeds.
You know that woman was probably like, he'll be dead soon anyway. So I'll pass him. She's like, he's not going to make it home on his fucker tonight. She went home and put the news on to see if there was a death on a dead guy on a scooter. 2 miles outside of Canton, New York.
So as a supervisor, I had to have some interesting conversations, and one of the more interesting conversations when I had to talk to him about, we had this area called the distribution center where you picked up your internal mail and everything, and that's where he as a driver would go and load up his bags and whatnot. And I always had to harp on him, especially to, like, whatever you do when you're in that area, make sure you're professional. And he goes down, because we weren't professional. We weren't professional in any aspect of our jobs. But when we were in like the high traffic area, I had to remind everybody, that's a high traffic area. There are executives, there's whatever. You got to be on your best behavior. So he walks in with these 2 ladies that work there, and hold on. He does a, and he turns around and looks at the ladies and goes, just gave you a little bit of Bubba.
You did. He did too.
And then I had to talk to him like, dude, don't fart in the distribution center.
Do you remember the night? There used to be this fat guy who used to come and meet everybody at night and take all the important documents and shit downstate. Well, so every night we all had to make sure that he got all his goodies. Well, he was fat, and he was a big, fat, smelly cat, and kind of an odd feller, but so was Bubba. Were you there the night they had the argument? I don't know if I told you about that.
No, I wasn't there. I get to enjoy the story for the first time.
Oh yeah, they were. The guy's name was Ken, big fatty, and we used to stomp him. He used to go take a hot shit every time he came at night. So we took full advantage of that. But anyways, one night that moron was going up the stairs, and him and that fat Ken were having an argument, and Bubba gives a, "Hey, shut your mouth, fat ass." That's when the guy gets all offended, and he gives a, "Oh, you fucking dim-witted fucker." He's like, "You fucking half your brain must be fried." I was like, we're in an office building. We're in an office building. I mean, there's still people around. There's still people that been there for 30 years with suits on and shit. And them 2 morons had it out. I was like in the middle of the stairwell, and I was like, one of the best days of my life. Fuck you, fat ass. You dim-witted fuck. He's like, you right, that piece of shit.
They're both right. I mean,
yeah, they were both spot on with their insults. Of course, I was, I diffused it. I was like, fucking right.
Yeah, you can always count on Len to diffuse the situation.
I was like, Bubba, don't take that shit from that fat fuck. Then I went downstairs and I'm like, you know what, Ken, that motherfucker deserves every bit you give to him. He'll be back. He'll be down in a minute. Give it back to him. Here comes that dim-witted fuck. I went upstairs. I'm like, Bubba, don't be taking that bullshit from that fat ass. Get downstairs and set shit straight. I beat him downstairs. I'm like, Ken, that moron will be down in a minute. Tell it, motherfucker. Let's get this shit taken care of.
Oh, Len made my job so much easier.
Here he comes now.
I'm surprised I didn't have to address the throwdown in the hallway the next day.
Speaking of, the same moron, this Bubba guy, hated our boss, but more than that, he hated this other courier fella. There was a retired state trooper. They didn't like each other at all. Just a sight of each other, just the mention of each other's names, they would basically both get irate. So I did the right thing. Because you know what, Andy? I wasn't always the role model citizen that I am today.
That's true. Sorry, I dropped it. There it is. Yep.
There. Yeah. So I called that fuckface on the telephone. I'm like,
Bubba.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Bubba, I got to tell you something. He's like, hey, what's that, Lenny? I was like, well, as I overheard a little something today, I said, you'd be interested to know. He's like, yeah. I said, well, let's just call this other guy Tom. I said, I heard that Tom's going to have to ride along with you to learn your ins and outs because, he needs to know all the ins and outs. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he's like, who told you that? I said, well, let's say our boss's name's Pike. His name was Pike.
Last name.
And I said, well, Mr. Pike, I overheard Mr. Pike saying that you got to ride with Tom. You got to ride with Tom next week, the whole week. This retard flew off the handle and screamed in my ear, who the fuck told you that? I was like, Mr. Pike, Pike. He was irate. That fucker, I'm gonna fucking tell him something.
When he's telling, so Len's telling me this story, which I'm a boss, I don't care. But he's telling me the story, and I'm like, who the hell just yells somebody's last name when they're mad?
Irate. He was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking tell him something or other. Oh, he screamed in my ear. Scream.
I could think of Rocky yelling Drago after he climbs the mountain. There's an instant.
Oh.
And Len doesn't watch science fiction, but there's the classic Star Trek 2 when Captain Kirk looks up the sky and yells "Khan," which Seinfeld did a great send up of that. But but anyways, yeah. So that was Bubba giving an authentic mented.
Oh, was he mad? Oh.
Like, who does that? Who yells somebody's last name when they're mad?
I took the photo from him. I was like, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna go back and slice his fucking throat. Oh man. Well, it's like the time we had this elderly fellow that worked for the bank, and I called him Larry. I called that idiot and told him to stop at a random bank. That was one of the banks we dealt with. And go in there and ask for a man that I made up. And so he did. He took time out of his schedule to walk into this bank because I told him to. He went walking around the place asking for a guy's name that I made up. They almost called the psycho award on that idiot.
Well,
in his defense.
Why would he know that you were making it up?
Yeah, I know. The whole time I couldn't wait to get feedback from that. Larry's hair is asking for Felix. Felix? Who the fuck is this guy? And not to mention, it wasn't the bank Larry was even supposed to be at. Look at this elderly guy walking around like, oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm here to pick up a few important documents for Felix. They're like, what the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck are you? Felix? Call the cops. Get this asshole out of here. I think somebody either called Dale or you, like, we got a Larry guy here asking fucking like a guy with dementia. They had to find out his name, why he was there, where he was coming from. They put two and two together and called the man's boss, like, we got this guy loaded full of dementia. I don't know how that never trickled down to me, but it was great.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
The story was great. Fucking Larry. You know what's funny? Now, he was so fucked up and shot that guy. He never confronted me about it.
No?
He forgot about it. He got back to the bank an hour late because he stood there like a fuck face. He got back to the bank an hour late that night and he forgot why.
It's this guy was probably pushing 80 when he was working at the bank. And, of course, Len had to treat him really well.
Well, in my defense, he could kind of be an annoying old fuck. And I wasn't always a role model citizen. That's the same guy that I snapped his spine in half by sticking my thumb in his rectum.
He did.
He bent over. I was like, I
There
took full
were-
advantage. You betcha.
Let me tell you, I ran a pretty tight ship when it
yeah.
comes to this place. And
Yeah.
one example was there was this this old guy that used to come in, and he'd always come in. He was just and he'd tell us his stories, and it was always like just took everything out of him to like tell his story, but he's telling a story about on his way here and stuff like that.
It was
And every
stinky.
time he looked up, Len would pull his pants down and show him his ass, and he'd be like, It's just,
We were in the middle of a bank,
yeah.
and not like a bank that people know the bank. We were like in the business side of the bank.
The offices.
Yeah. And this man would see my bare ass on a regular basis. Oh, man.
But that wasn't my favorite moment with him. My favorite moment with him was he comes in and he seemed down, more down than usual, and like, what's wrong? What's in Len? I don't know where he got this, but he picks up an orange traffic cone.
Yeah, there was a leak in the roof.
And so we're like, this guy is upset, and he shows up and he's like down in the dumps, like, what's troubling you? What's wrong? You need to
Let it out.
I got a ticket. Len holds it up. He got a ticket. He's like,
This man has been ticketed.
he's like, he just looks at Len for a second. And he's like, I was driving along, and I didn't slow down in time. He didn't slow down in time.
I narrated his whole sad story.
And the guy just didn't know what to make of it. He just
Right in his fucking face. I fought that stinking fucker every time he said something. He was just like, and then, as his day wasn't bad enough, I sent him off by taking a quick peek at my bare ass.
Yep, and then he took his ass out, and
Man, this guy here,
that's exactly was his reaction.
Oh man, look at this guy. He got a tick. Oh, I forgot about the road cone.
No, the road cone was a great moment. Yeah,
we were some professionals.
Yeah, as a supervisor, I had like the skeleton crew, like and I ran a tight ship. Let me tell you,
he came looking for compassion, and I was there. He's like, I really need a shoulder to cry on.
It's like, he needs a shoulder to cry on.
He probably got in a vehicle right there, and he was just like, today might be the day. Today might be the day. I drive this fucker right off a cliff. Yeah. Hunches over the steering wheel. It writes his dog's name on the windshield in his own blood before he takes his last breath.
Okay, so this guy it wasn't his dog. His brother lived with him, and he made the mistake of telling us that his brother had an Akita named Kiki. And this was the meanest fucking dog that ever lived, apparently. And he said he comes in one Monday, like, and you're like, we're like, hey, how was your weekend? And he goes, you don't even want to know. We're like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he's like, we do our laundry down in the basement, and my brother wasn't home, and that dog, Kiki, comes down, and I'm like, and the dog followed me down and cornered me in the basement and wouldn't let me out of the basement. I was in the basement for 4 hours on Saturday, and the dog and the whole time I yelled, Kiki, no, Kiki. Which Kiki, no, ended up being like one of our sayings from that point on. But Kiki, no. So Kiki cornered him for 4 hours one Saturday.
Like peeking through the door.
Every time he tries to like get to the stairs, the dog like,
now Kiki. Meanwhile, this guy was like 4'11". He stunk like a maggot's asshole. He was a role model. Yeah, I just throw that out there.
Like a maggot's asshole.
Yeah, you know what that is like.
And that wasn't the only story, but that was my favorite Kiki story. Kiki tormented this guy. And
he was
Kiki, no,
Kiki. Oh man, Kiki saw him naked. know what would be the best? When Kiki had him cornered for 4 hours, if I narrated the whole thing through an open window with a road cone. Kiki has got him cornered. It's been 2.5 hours. Stand up on a stool and show my ass through the window. Oh,
this guy.
The guy was from downstate. He probably goes back, you go back to his little home plot there, wherever he was based out of. I'm like, there's a guy up in Canton, New York.
Shows me his ass every time I see him.
I thought we were friends,
Narrates. He picks up a cone, and every time I talk, he.
I bet he was like, you know what? This fucking world's gone crazy.
This is what I put up with, and I think that they paid less than we did at the time, which we didn't pay much. So yeah. So, and their vehicles were like. I gotta say, I mean, actually, I have a lot of good things to say about that employer. But one thing I'll say is, good employer. They purchase new vehicles like every year for the couriers. I mean, they had like really nice cars. These guys that came up were driving cars that had 400,000 or 500,000 miles on them, or like had no business being still on the road. And these guys were driving from Utica to Canton, which was what 3.5 hours one way. And Fat
Kenny drove that van. Remember, they squeezed his big ass in there. He was so big, like one of his sloppy tits was out the driver window, and his other sloppy tit was out the passenger window. And then Bubba called him a fat piece of shit.
Yeah, you fat piece of shit. You fat fuck. You're a piece of shit. Oh, you dimwitted fuck are you?
Don't take that shit from him, Kenny.
Always there to calm the situation.
I diffused it.
Yeah, the diffuser. Yeah, the peacemaker.
Bubba says you got your left titty out the driver window and your sloppy right titty out the passenger window. Sloppy titties. Brain dead motherfucker, they are sloppy. They're collapsed.
Firm.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I wasn't even going to do this, but I actually found some good stories. We're going to very quickly skim these. One thing I try my best is to not read these, just I bullet pointed these, but we have some funny news. So yes.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a doc that needed to wear a hearing aid. He wears a hearing aid, but he forgot his hearing aid one day. And he performed a colonoscopy, and he didn't hear the patient screaming. So in essence, the doc wears a hearing aid. Doc forgot hearing aid. Doc couldn't hear the staff in the room. Doc inserted the scope and began blowing out polyps before anyone was ready because he couldn't hear the staff. Also, he couldn't hear that the patient was still awake and screaming in agony. And the doc is probably going to lose his license. Yeah.
What?
As a man who recently had a colonoscopy, could you imagine? The
colonoscopy. What a long, dragged out preparation for a fucking 10-minute project.
Yeah.
And then, you know what happened? I got another one. I'm standing there looking out the window, waiting for him to call me in. The only one in the room. And I hear this guy come in. He gives the receptionist, "How are you?" And she gives, "I'm good. How are you?" And he gives a, "Great." No.
We've talked about this.
Great. Yes.
I've talked this about this. I can't talk. I've talked about this before. These doctors' offices where you can hear everything happening in the room next door. Great. Like, isn't HIPAA like a thing? Like where like.
Well, then there's the chipper woman. The guy comes in, the anesthesiologist or whoever comes in, and he's like asking questions. You ever do this, that, and the other. Well, I hear the jolly lady next to me, like you just said. Oh, you got any heart trouble? And you're like, no. Any cancer or anything? No. Like, I'll listen to her over there. You're gonna get probed in about 5 minutes. You're gonna have somebody's hands in your ass.
I've got the clap.
I got the clap. Yeah, you betcha. Everything was all.
Is that? Can you explain what that is?
Huh? I got a glass up against my ear on the wall.
Huh?
Yeah, she was just as chipper as can be. Oh, you ever got any loose teeth, or you ever have a clotted cannonball? No. She's all excited about it. I was like, listen to this lady. Her tune's gonna change in a few minutes when they forget to put her out, and they start zapping polyps off her stinky ass.
So there was a Florida man did a burnout while leaving a bar at 1 a.m. He crashed into a police car out in front, immediately arrested for a DUI.
Perfect.
Which kind of reminds me of the Syracuse Nationals. So in Northern New York, Syracuse, New York, there is an awesome car show every July where they have like all these classic cars, and you walk around the state fairgrounds and there's like over 5,000. Part of the deal used to be you go down on a Friday night, the night before the car show opened, and you'd watch the people that were on their way to park their cars at the fairgrounds. And you could sit on the side of the street. You could drink in public. Nobody cared. You could egg on the drivers to do burnouts and stuff like that. They're showing off their cars. It's like an informal parade. One time a state trooper was busy watching a burnout. No, it was a city cop. She was watching a burnout, and she wasn't paying attention when she rear-ended somebody. And all the police officers on duty swarmed the situation, kicked everybody off the streets. They haven't been able to do the informal parade burnout party, whatever you want to call it, since then. That reminded me of that.
That crazy bitch.
Ruined.
Yes.
There was a woman that was arrested after swapping price tags in a Target shoplifting scheme. I can say I've honestly done that before. No, I've done it, I think, twice that I can think of. It wasn't like a scheme like this, but I remember I think I was in Ollie's once, and I was with my ex-wife, and there were these towels, and she's like, "Oh, these towels would be nice, but they're a little too expensive, and there were washcloths over here." And I was like, "No, they're not." Took it up to the counter, and it went through fine. They charged us like $1 for it. It was awesome.
Imagine if we got arrested tonight for that. You put this goes live at 7:00 tonight, and you got a cop at your door at 8.
And then these boxing gloves. These were like $50 boxing gloves. There was something else for sale at an Olympia 15, 20 years ago for like $8. I'm just like, put that on there. They got to the counter. The guy's like, "Oh, these aren't $8. These are $25. Hold on a minute." Asked the manager. The manager's like, "Oh, well, we got to charge them what it says on the tag." And like, paid $8 for those. I wouldn't recommend doing that now. There's a lot of security cameras and shit. But
you just doubled your sentence.
I did. Yeah.
You did. You just tacked on 2 years.
I gotta say, could you just scratch out Len and you put Andy there?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. It's a fun fact.
Yep.
That's enough.
There is a woman that is in court over a viral trout sex video. A Tasmanian woman accused of having sexual act with a brown trout has appeared in court for the first time. She also been charged with 2 counts of making and reproducing bestiality videos and sharing the videos. See, I don't know. It didn't go into detail what she did. I don't know how you have a sexual act with a brown trout.
I think the trout was going in her tank.
It must be what happened. Yeah.
Imagine the fella that comes in after the trout.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
If he's down there, if he's bobbing for apples, he's going to get a whole lot of trout. Bobbing for
like
apples.
Brown trout.
Brown trout.
I gotta tell you, this smells like brown trout.
All the trout she could do, she does. Not the rainbow trout. Now, even if at least if it was a rainbow trout,
they specified it was a brown trout. Yeah,
brown. Just anything brown. No, you don't put brown things in your happy hole. You don't. No. Brown makes the brown trout. No. All the things you could cram in there. You don't put a trout in there, a brown trout.
No.
Ready?
No.
Ready? No.
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 That's it. You idiot.
Osaka court rules that a kick went beyond the scope of reflexive action when a karate expert went to a haunted house theme park, got scared, and kicked somebody in the face, breaking their jaw.
Yeah, he did. Oh, karate expert. Somebody's just trying to have fun. Woogie, 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 woogie.
If you're a karate expert, I think you're barred from going to haunted house themes.
Good chop to the throat.
Blood and teeth coming out.
I knew I should have stayed home today.
And finally, a woman was arrested in an Indiana Applebee's after starting an argument over an all-you-can-eat deal. There was a 28-year-old woman who was arrested on August 2nd and charged with disorderly conduct. Police dispatchers advised that the responding officers that they had heard multiple females screaming and threatening people at the Applebee's. According to the arrest report, the group was under the impression that if one person or at the table ordered an all-you-can-eat deal, that everybody at the table could eat from that deal. The manager informed them that it's not the case, that each person has to pay $15.99 for the deal. Words were exchanged. According to the arrest, the group told the police that the manager became very unprofessional towards them, and nowhere on the menu did it state that it was per person. The responding officer said that that he was able to grab a menu where it very clearly in bold print said that all you could eat was per person. So, yeah.
We should just try that. We should just go to like the Chinese buffet and say the hell at the table. Just grab a fork and just pull a stool up to the buffet itself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The little Chinaman, he loves it. He loves it. I lost sound.
There we go. That was me.
Yes. Okay. I was like, fuck.
You must go now. You will be dead soon.
The haunted house. Oh, the things I wish I could witness.
I know. That would have been good.
The hurt guy came out of the fun house like
ghost. Like,
there's people standing in line to go in like, fuck this, I ain't going there.
That's awesome.
One guy's hitting his jaws unhinged.
Too much for me.
I think we're good.
I'm gonna go get a caramel apple.
Yeah. I'll break my fucking teeth off in a caramel apple. At least I can still chew that motherfucker. Look at that poor bastard.
For a second, I thought you froze again.
Huh? Okay.
So, before we call it a show, I just wanted to do some housekeeping here. Maybe next episode, maybe the episode after, maybe a baby shower themed, because I got a baby coming next month. Also, that means that we could be maybe calling an end to season 2 for like a week or two. Don't know yet. I will keep everybody posted on the social media. Probably late September. Maybe we'll do another giveaway. You want to do another giveaway, Len?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll do
get more people involved.
Yeah, we'll find a way to. If you have any ideas for a giveaway, shoot us a message. Shoot us again. We're on Facebook. We're on other social medias, Threads. We're on. That's pretty much it. And you can email me at andyb@nonsensezone.com. Right there. we'll do a giveaway. Free stuff.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like free stuff? We gave she chose an orange T-shirt to a lady a few
Nicole
episodes ago. Yeah. So
Yep, she said
you could
"It's
win. You could win a T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. Fuck
So
yeah.
I'll keep everybody posted, and as the weather gets worse, eventually we'll be going back to the every week schedule, and that'll be fun. But otherwise, that is episode 25.
Yeah.
So we will see you in a couple weeks at episode 26.
Yes,
You know, I don't know what a baby shower episode would be, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Gonna try new things. New things. Yes. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember to drive fast, stay to the left. Never play leapfrog with a unicorn. Remember to always keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.